Hi everyone. Uh, Sorry for the hiatus. I hope everyone, there's the kitty, there's Posey. Um, see what kind of trouble she causes. Well, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all of that. I'd like to say that my hiatus was just due to the holidays, but that's not true. So, there's been a reason for the delay in this, and in fact I've been sitting here in this chair for the last 10 minutes dinking around with the cat and the bed and just staring at the camera because I wasn't sure what to say. But this is an update that I have to share. And you know, there's good to come from everything. And so I'll just get right to it. In the last video I told you that we had a PET scan for Angie, and we were anxious for the results, and we were so happy to get that PET scan. So she did have it, and we went in a week ago Friday, this past Friday, for the results. And her doctor is amazing. He's awesome. And whenever I go there, I went for every single big chemo treatment, and then because I have to work, oh, sorry for the cat, I just now go for the updated appointments or if she needs something. You know, I had even told Angie, I said, watch, he's gonna walk in here and he's gonna peek around the corner like he always does with the door and say, I knew you'd be here because it's an update or because it's a results day. But he walked in the door quiet and quietly shut the door and sat down quietly. And my heart sank. And I looked at Angie and her heart sank, and she looked at me, and you know, you always know that we always knew that the possibility of not getting great news was there. Angie and I are very realistic people, and I will say that we were shocked and completely taken off guard. Angie has 2 new spots of cancer, one on the left side of her neck and one at the top of her lungs where they come together. So that's all new since last February, and it's not great news. We always knew that due to her type of cancer and where it's at, that chemotherapy was going to be a one-time shot. So we knew that that was no longer an option. So then we moved on to this targeted therapy that she's been on, and honestly, we knew that if the situation became worse, that it would no longer be an option, and we'd have to move on to something from there. We really thought we were going to get a couple years out of this therapy that she's been doing, and then it's already not an option. So there's good and bad, and of course we'll find the positive. We'll get to the positive. We are, you know, positive folks after all, so we'll find that. You might just see a little more sullenness in between. Anyway, so of course the question of life expectancy came up, or it tried to come up. Angie was just sitting there kind of in shock, and I remember trying really hard to ask the question because I knew Angie needed me to. And I couldn't ask the question. I was trying so hard. And thank God the doctor is the man that he is, and he said, honey, I know what you're trying to ask, so please, I've got you. And, you know, yeah, he said, in a typical patient, I'm just going to say it, in a typical patient at this point with your cancer, in your circumstances, I would say months. I'll let that sink in for just a second. That's the bad, but let's go into the good. He immediately said, Angie's not a typical patient. So most people who have this cancer or are at the stage that she's at and the circumstances that she's dealing with are much older. They have much more cancer throughout their body, and Angie has small spots that are localized, which is great. Angie's never been a smoker. Angie's really healthy. So whereas some other person in this situation may look really, really sick, Angie could legitimately go downstairs to our basement and run on the treadmill right now. And I'm sorry for this distraction here. So, you know, basically he said that it's unknown. He can't tell us anything, which nobody ever can anyway. But it is really scary, and it's impossible to try to wrap your mind around what we've just been told. However, what I know to be true since leaving that doctor's office, and we've been pretty hush-hush, is I know that Angie is the strongest person I've ever met. And I'm not just saying that because I am unquestionably in love with that incredible woman. But she is. She really is. You know, she might not like to admit it, but she definitely has her moments of weakness. But that's exactly what they are moments. They don't overtake her life. And she is positive and strong and confident. And that's what makes her different. That's what sets her apart. So I know, and basically the doctor said that the cancer would have to work its ass off to take over Angie's body. So Angie and I agreed that she individually and us together are gonna work harder and be stronger than this word we call cancer. So this week we will start we had started to go to this in the fall, mostly. Well, anyway, we'll be eating better, and I'm excited for that. In the fall, we had started to do that, and we were seeing results pretty quickly, and we were feeling great. And then we went on a little bit of a vacation, and then the holidays, and you know, stress and worry. It's easy to comfort yourself with food, right? So we did. We felt so comfortable, maybe a little too comfortable. So anyway, this week that will change, and we're both really excited about that because that's something that we can control, and we will. So we're going to become healthier, and I am bound and determined to be the best support system to Angie that I can be. which means I too need to be healthy in all the ways. So we do go to counseling every other week together, which is awesome. And I strongly recommend that to everyone in whatever situation you may be facing. And we will definitely continue to do that. So mentally and physically and the emotionally part we're still working on. But this video and this moment and this finally revealing our truth to the remainder of the people in our lives is that moment for us to say, this is real, this is what we're facing, this sucks, this is scary, it's terrifying, it's sad. Now what are we going to do about it? We will become stronger, healthier, and y'all know we're positive, so and we have such great support systems, so we're just gonna get it together. Also, on top of that, let me not forget to mention this part. There, just a few months ago, they started doing immunotherapies for this type of cancer. So she was supposed to start this past Friday her new immunotherapy, but insurance didn't do the pre-approval in time, so we will start this coming Friday. What I love about this facility is they'll do an education piece first, and I will be there, of course, with her during that. So we'll learn about any of the possible side effects and how this is going to look. But she will go every other week for that treatment, and it should last about an hour-ish. And what that treatment does is basically just boost your immune system to slow down the cancer. It doesn't fight the cancer, but it'll slow down the cancer. That's great. That's great news. So it's newish out there, so let's do the damn thing. So we're excited to get that going. As much guilt as I have had in us feeling this way, I'm gonna let that guilt go, because we are excited for this past treatment made her have the chemo freckles, as we so lovingly called them. As much as I think that she looks beautiful, I'm ready for her to not be miserable, because those were started out just on her back in a small area like this, and over the course of the time has now gone the whole length of her back and on her chest, and now coming down off her shoulders, on her face, in her nose. I'm ready for those things to go by. So that is a positive. I'm ready for her to not feel so freaking miserable. And this immunotherapy, we are told, initially should have fewer side effects. It may make her more susceptible to being sick, but as we did while she was going through chemo, we'll just make sure that we're doing a great job of keeping her protected and being smart, making smart decisions. And if that means everybody has to come here to visit her in this environment, then that's what we'll do, because everyone's welcome, and you know, we love our people and we're not going to sacrifice our time with them. So hope you guys don't mind traveling. Anyway, you know, we don't expect to be housebound, so hopefully we won't have to be, because I got to get her out of this space. Anyway, thanks for hanging in there with me through this one. I know this one isn't easy. Angie has asked me, she said, Jen, just say whatever you need to say. Don't hold back. So, as always, I'm not going to edit this, and just going to let it be out here like it is. And I thank you for giving me the space to be open and honest. And yeah, thank you. All of your love and thoughts and prayers mean so much, and as many as you can extend to Angie, I will be eternally grateful for. So thank you guys. Stay positive, because we are. Angie's not typical. Let's just remember that. Angie is not typical. She never will be. I love you all. Bye.